Hi, boys and girls. Okay, we're going to work on the last 2 pages of our math lesson 8.8. We're still determining which tool will be best to be used when you're measuring different objects. So the first question says the length of your desk. So if we were measuring the length of your desk, would we use a ruler, a measuring tape, or a yardstick? I agree. I think that it would be a ruler. A yardstick would probably be too big. I think that a yardstick's bigger, so you always want to go with a tool that's not going to overdo the length of it. So if we measured the top of your desk, we would use a ruler to do that. Okay, and I'm going to measure the top of my desk right now, and it's about 1, 2. It's about 2 rulers across, and we said that a ruler is 12 inches long. So if we added up 12 plus 12, it would be about 24 inches, or we could call that 2 feet long. All right, next one, the distance around a basket. So I couldn't find a basket, but I'm going to go ahead and use our bucket. So if we were going to measure around the bucket, would we use a ruler, a yardstick, or a measuring tape? Good. We would have to use this measuring tape because we can't just like bend a ruler. So I'm going to put the measuring tape all the way around like that. And when I see where it ends at, it is about 35 inches long. So for here, I'm going to put measuring tape. And it is about 34 inches long. You make sure you have that part filled in. It says choose the better tool for measuring. Explain your choice. Number 3, Mark wants to measure the length of his room. Should he use an inch ruler or a yardstick? So if we're going all the way across the room, would we want to keep picking up this ruler and going all the way across the room? Or would we want to use a larger measuring tool like this makeshift yardstick that I have and have to pick it up less? Good. We would want to use the yardstick because it is a bigger tool. Riley, while you're waiting to start, I put your paintbrushes in the sink over there because they were going to be ruined. So you can go wash those out. All right. And number 4, describe how you would use a yardstick to measure the length of a rug. So if a rug is longer than a yardstick, we would have to keep picking up the yardstick and then watching where the end point was and starting over. So we would have to pick up the yardstick and keep measuring. And slide it down. Okay, if you're not done filling that in, go ahead and hit the pause button until you are ready to be finished with that page. I'm going to flip the page to the next one so we can finish up this lesson. Kim wants to measure the distance around her bike tire. So it's a round object. So which measuring tool are we going to use to measure a round object? A cup, a yardstick, color tiles, or measuring tape? Very good. We would use measuring tape. Number 2, Ben wants to measure the length of a seesaw. Circle the best tool for him to use. So a seesaw is like a playground equipment, if you don't know what that is. One kid gets on one side, one kid gets on the other side, and they kind of go back and forth, up and down. So would we use a cup, a yardstick, color tiles, or paper clips? Well, I know a cup doesn't make sense. We're not going to measure something, a length of something using a cup. Color tiles would be way too small, and paper clips would be way too small. So we know that we would use a yardstick for that one. All right, spiral review. Number 3, estimate. Estimate means to guess. How many 12-inch rulers will be about the same length as one sheet of paper? So I have one sheet of paper here. Max used this for his art lesson. I'm going to measure it. About how many ruler lengths would a piece of paper be? You are right. It would be about 1 ruler or about 1 foot long. All right, Andy has a rope that is 24 inches long. He cuts off 7 inches of that rope. So how long is that rope now? Visualizing in my head, I'm picturing this in my head. He has a rope that's 24 inches long. So I'm actually going to draw out a line, and I'm going to label it 24 inches. However, he cuts off 7 inches of it. So I'm going to X out the end of it. I'm going to put -7 because he got rid of 7 of it. Okay? Let me put this up a little bit closer so you can see. So there is my 24 I started with. I took away 7 of it. So I want to know how many inches are left now that I took off those 7. So I need to subtract 24 minus 7 to get the answer. 7 is bigger than 4, so I need to borrow. The 2 becomes a 1, and the 4 becomes a 14 because I moved that group of 10 over. 14 minus 7 is 7, and 1 minus nothing is 1. So he is left with a 17-inch long rope. All right, and number 5, Jan is telling her friend about using a ruler to measure length. Write inches or foot in each blank to make the sentence true. So 12 blank is the same length as 1 blank. Would we say 12 inches is the same length as 1 foot? Or would we say 12 foot is the same length as 1 inch? Good. We would definitely say 12 inches is the same length as 1 foot. Okay, I'm going to put the screen up, so if you still need to copy it, you can hit the pause button to fill that in. And that is it for lesson 8.8, so I will see and talk to you soon.